Hello everyone! Welcome to Lingango. This is episode 31 of our Let's Play series for Minecraft Java in celebration of the December holiday season. And I hope you all are having a wonderful holiday season with your friends and your family. And thank you so much for spending some time with me here on YouTube. So, in this episode, we're going to be doing quite a bit of things. First off, we're going to make some furniture. Then we're going to start Goety. And I wanted to show off the kitchen. Doesn't it look good? So we're going to put the table and stuff right there, I think. But I got all the food moved and everything. We're not going to be doing cooking on camera. But you guys are going to have to cook some food, okay? Because we need better food for the boss fights. So, I'm probably going to fix my favorite, which is that roast chicken plate. But there's awful a lot of stuff. I mean, we can make hamburgers and all. So maybe I'll make some hamburgers and I'll make some, well, some of this other stuff might be pretty good too. Apple cider gives absorption. That's kind of cool. But we'll probably be making this roast chicken. That's usually my go-to food, but we have an awful lot of pumpkins, so maybe we'll do some stuffed pumpkins too. I'll have to grow some berries and some shrooms. But anyway, yeah, we need better food, so it'd be a good idea to do that. So I did a deep dive into the furniture crafting mod, and it's very interesting. It requires power, but it doesn't accept forge energy, which I think is a little redonkulous, but that's okay. We got this. So I've set out all the recipes for it. And we're going to be doing it on this level, because it is tech. So this our first thing we're going to craft is the actual workbench. So it's 1 redstone block, 1 iron ingot, 4 planks, 2 slabs, and a stone cutter. Oh, it looks like I didn't get the slabs. That's okay. We'll just do them real quick. Because we only need 2 slabs, so it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so there's our workbench. And we're just going to put it right here. Now you notice it takes power. And it doesn't have any power. So we're going to do something about that. But first, we have to make a wrench. So the wrench is 3 iron ingots, 2 string, and some leather. Okay. Now we're going to make the generator. This thing has its own generator. So it takes 1 blast furnace, which is just regular stone, or sorry, smooth stone, and then iron ingots, and then a regular furnace. I'm sure you guys all know how to make a regular furnace. it requires a redstone block and a bunch of iron ingots. So, and then this is our coal that we're going to put in it. So you insert the coal, and then you turn it on, and then you have to take this and connect it. That tells it to give power. See that? You only see that if you're holding a wrench. See that? And it'll keep going until you stop it. So I've got some blocks here. We have some dark oak planks and some spruce planks. So you insert the stuff over here, and it allows you to craft stuff. The stuff that you can craft is highlighted, and the stuff that you can't craft is in red. So like we don't have any oak, so we can't make oak chairs. We do have spruce, and we do have dark oak, so that's what we can make. See that? Okay, so, but actually let me put this up, because we're only going to be making dark oak for right now. So we're going to make some dark oak tables. They've got desks, drawers. We got all kinds of stuff that you can make. A lot of this stuff requires terracotta. So, but you can make fences and just all kinds of stuff. The workbench is really handy because it holds all the stuff that you use for crafting on this side, which is really cool, so you don't have to have it in your inventory. But yeah, you can make all kinds of stuff. I like the cabinets. The cabinets are going to require iron. But anyway, let's go ahead and make this table set that we were going to make. We'll do 6. And then we're going to do some chairs. And then when you're done using it, you can turn it off. So let's go see what this looks like. So there's our table. And they put the chairs towards you. So we'll do this. Looks like we have plenty of room for more chairs. 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 12 chairs. So our table is a little long, but that's okay. Let's go make 12 more chairs. And then we're going to put some stuff on the table, I think, for decoration. So turn it back on. And we need to make 12 more chairs. And so we can make a dark oak drawer, which looks pretty snazzy. I really would actually like to make stuff like this. It shows the wooden ones. I'm not seeing the wooden ones in here. There they are. So how do I make that? So it requires white dye to make the dark oak kitchen drawer. can go get some white dye real quick. Looks like I'm out because I used it for the carpet. So we'll just make up some white dye real quick. Take it back down there. There. Now we can make it. And it looks like it makes 2 at a time. But we just ran out of wood. So I have to go get some more real quick. Dark oak, dark oak. All right, let's go ahead and put this in there and now these don't hold as much as the drawers do for Farmer's Delight, so but they look nicer. I also would like to make a sink. So let's see how much they hold. Oh, sorry. There. Yeah, see, these don't hold as much. But they definitely look neater. So I say neater is better. Makes that kind of pleasing sound when you open it, doesn't it? And these are all empty, so I can do these real quick. Yeah, that's pretty slick. I like that. We can spread these out instead of them all being in one drawer for our ingredients. So we can have nether ingredients right here. And then we can put the sugar right here. Put the milk with the sugar. And we got some bread, which can go over here. Honey, which can go in with the rice. That can go in with the sugar. And that. Gasta. Actually, put that in with the nether stuff, right? And then this can go with the sugar. And that can go... right here. So this stuff gets chopped up, I think. Right? No? No, it gets smelted. So we can smelt that real quick. And it will go in the smoker. Do I even need that? I don't know. I don't even know what it's for. So. Goodbye. Put our chairs down. There. Well, I made a couple of extras. Oh well. I'm sure we could find a use for them. You know, in case we actually have company. So we can pick this up and put this down. This will also allow us to make that sink and stuff. That would be really cool. So I think we're going to leave these like that. We'll leave these the way they are. And then we'll leave these like this. We could actually extend them over like this. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm going to put these back in the furniture. Alright, so that's how that works. So this food over here is all placeable, so you could put it on the table and it would look really cool, right? Which, I don't think we're going to do that right now. Maybe I'll do it in between episodes or something. Because, you know, it's going to take some time to do. So. And we got a lot to do today, so I think we're going to get to it. Yes, I do. So now we have another tool. Alright. So, let's talk about Goety. Make sure I turned this off. So, I told you guys to carve out the next level of your basement. So this is the R's room. This is the next level of the basement. I've already decorated it and stuff. So this is the Goety level. And we can add, I'll take these flowers out and add another staircase down if we need it, but I think this will be sufficient. I don't think we're going to do much else. Forbidden Arcanus we could probably put down here too. But anyway, this is going to be the ritual room for Goety. So, let's talk about Goety. Goety is a magic mod. It's kind of like if you married Thaumcraft with iron spells. Basically. So the first thing you're going to want to do for Goety is you're going to want to make the book. So the book requires a book and an emerald to make the black book. Okay? The power of the arcane are ever present. One needs to find it first. First steps, an introduction to the new side of magic. On the dark arts, whether it be word of mouth, past experiences, or stories, you have been very interested in what many have called the dark arts. The dark arts seem very different from the magics most people know. The most common magic available would be enchanting. However, there's clearly more to magic than enchanting items. The act of summoning creatures to do one's bidding can be seen as a dark arts, for example. After all, most summonings you've encountered are done by foul forces. Zombies seem to summon reinforcements out of nowhere, evokers with vexes, and the terrifying but profitable spawners that are found in certain places in the world. With some scraps of knowledge, you have an idea on accessing that those spawners may be one of the keys to access those foul magics, or if they're too hard to find, some other way. Soul energy. You've researched on the secrets of illager magic powers, soul energy, and ponder on how to utilize and collect this energy. With some twigs, an ectoplasm, and some lapis lazuli, you can manage to create your first totem. Okay, so we're going to be making this. When killing a being with the totem in the hotbar or on the charm slot, it will fill up with soul energy. The amount depends on which creature is slain, but considering the illager's disposition towards the villagers, it's not hard to figure out which creature has the most amount of soul energy. Soul energy is what fuels their magic, and it seems to have a relation with experience. Though while experience is used to enchant items and repair items, if it has mending, you figured that soul energy can be used for more exotic purposes. Magical components. With your primitive totem in hand, you've discovered that you can use it to craft brand new items that can be used to create all kinds of magical contraptions and focuses, though surely there's a more cheaper way of getting these items. Okay, so these are the preliminary things that we're going to be doing, alright? The evoker's totem seems to have emeralds placed where the eyes would be. You have a feeling that the emeralds are different from the usual. Could there be a way to activate them? You finally made a true silicum of evoker's totem. This totem can hold far more soul energy than the totem of roots. Okay, so when you first start, you don't have very much stuff. You know those blue ghosts that put the fire underneath you? Okay. Those suckers are what drops the ectoplasm. Okay? So the first thing we're going to make is 2 totems of roots. Okay? And you have to have them on your hotbar, or you could put them in your charm slot, but I can't sacrifice a charm slot right now. So we're just going to put them on our hotbar and go fill them up. Alright? So that's what we're doing right this very second. Is we're going to go fill these up with energy, because you can't do anything without soul energy. Oops. No, don't go downstairs. Oh, and it's nighttime. Look at that. So that's handy. That's lucky. So we're going to go over to my temp waypoint and see if there's any monsters about. Look at that. Just for what we did, look at how much. One of them's already almost full. So, it doesn't take a lot. Illagers give you the most bang for your buck. Wouldn't mind capturing the guy in the tower. Hello? Is anybody here? Doesn't appear to be very many people here. Don't feel like hanging out for it. This is a wilden structure that can spawn randomly in the wild that has wildens in it for Ars Nouveau. They are rather rare, though. Oh. I see you. I see you trying to get me. Adios, muchachos. Okay, it looks like it'll only fill one up at a time. So I'm just going to stick this in my backpack. So this one will get filled up. Oh, yeah, there's not going to be anything down here. Well, he's an angry man's, isn't he? Okay, it looks like our totems are filled up. The rest of this stuff's getting destroyed because I don't want it. I'll keep that though. Steak. Okay, so we have both of them. So let's go ahead and head back to our waypoint, which was around here somewhere. Oh, where's my waypoint? There it is. It's over here. Alright, to home. To home, I say. To home. Alright, so now that we have that done, we're going to go on back down. Sorry, I have feather fall on, so it's, or slow fall on, so it's being annoying. Alright, so we've got both of these filled up. Back to the book. So we needed to do, so we made that. Magical components. With your primitive totem in hand, you've discovered that you can use it to craft brand new items that you can use to create all kinds of magical contraptions and focuses. Though surely there's a more cheaper way of getting these items. Okay, so we can make the cursed metal ingots, and we can make an empty focus. Okay. We can make shade stone, and we can make a haunted sapling. So we do actually need to make the haunted sapling. Cursed infusion. While crafting using your totem is all well and good, some of the items can demand a lot of resources, so you wonder if there's a way to obtain these items more cheaply. Throughout your research, you found that lapis lazuli can use to create a sort of siphon, a way to attract some sort of magical energy towards it. With some experiments and research, you've come up with the idea of a device called a cursed infuser. This device will siphon up magical energies from below it and infuse whatever items is placed on it. While there are certain objects that hold some magical energies, there's one that seems to have endless amounts. Spawners. By placing the cursed infuser atop the spawner, it will start to siphon the spawner's energy and infuse certain items with it. You've no clue what fuels these monstrous machines, but perhaps the infuser will provide some clues. Okay, so we're going to craft this right up straight off of the bat. I went and I got some spawners. So we have 2 skeleton spawners. And we're going to make one of these cursed infusers. Okay, so it's 2 lapis, 1 coal block, 2 stone bricks, and a cauldron. We could pick spawners up with mechanisms, cardboard boxes. But if you couldn't pick them up, you would have to craft the cursed cage and just a bunch of other stuff. You probably have to do this at the location site of the spawner. So, but we don't have to do that. So that's yay for us. Okay, so we need lapis, coal block, a lapis, coal block, stone bricks, and a cauldron. So here is our cursed infuser. So we're going to put this stuff back for now. Just for now. And we've got our spawner. And we're going to set this up like right here, I think. In the corner. Or maybe right here. Because we're going to do some hoppers. We're going to do some hoppers. So this thing prevents it from spawning monsters, okay? It's going to use the monsters, the spawning on the monsters, to do stuff. So, alright. So now we're going to look back at the book because we just bypassed a whole bunch of headache. So the first thing that it wanted us to make is it wanted us to make cursed metal. Okay. It also wants us to make an empty focus. We also need to make a haunted sapling. So you can take this and you can click this on top of it and it's going to turn it into empty focus. See that? Oh, and they stack too. So that's nice. So we're just going to make a few of these empty focuses up real quick. So that we have them. And then we're going to make some haunted saplings. Okay. And it wants us to make cursed metal. So that's just iron on top of this. I don't have any iron. Shoot. Let me get some real quick. And I thought I was completely prepared. Just grab some iron out. So that we have it down there. And it looks like we're going to have to upgrade that. I don't know if I have any more upgrades. Do I have any upgrades? No. Well, that's okay. So we'll get 16. And 16. And 2. And we should be golden now. So we'll upgrade that chest downstairs so that we have more room for adventures in Goety. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get out of here. I guess our torch doesn't go this far down. It's okay. It's alright. We got this. So let's upgrade this. There. Alright, so now what we're going to do is make up some of this cursed metal. And it kind of flings it everywhere, so. So this stuff can be used for all kinds of things. So you can make empty spawners with this, which we're going to have to do, okay? So you need to make the cursed bars and then do this. And it makes a cursed cage. You see that? So we need the cursed cage for in here. And I'm not really sure exactly where the center of this is. This is 16 by 16, so I guess like maybe like right there. It looks pretty good. It is off center a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, so the way this thing works is you can put those totems in there, right? So we want a bigger totem though. So this totem only holds 100 energy, right? This one is way better. So to make this totem, see that? We do have to fill it up though. We do. And to fill it up, you have to smack stuff. So we only have these 2 totems that are full. So we only have 200 soul energy. So how this thing works is you put the totem in it that has soul energy. You see that? Totem is inside of it. And you could take it back out again. So this one holds a lot more, so we'll fill that up in a little while. But right now we need to do this. So we have that done. Let's go back to the book. What else did we need to make? So we made the haunted saplings. And it says we're going to need to make shade stone. Shade stone is going to be used to make the pedestals. So we have to make the shade stone. So we're going to need this other guy right here. And we need to go plant these. And we do need to fill that up. So let's go plant these, make some bone meal, and bone meal them so that they grow faster. I could do the growth spell, but all my spell slots are currently full, so we're just going to do it like this. Alright, so come out here. We're going to plant our saplings. And we're going to bone meal them. And then we're going to cut them down, and that's going to give us some wood. Now, unfortunately, these don't have leaves, so you don't get saplings back, basically. It's how that boils. But look, we just got a whole bunch of wood. That should be sufficient for now. That should be sufficient for our needs at this very moment. You know, a couple of hoppers would probably not be a bad thing. I don't know if we can automate it really well, but that would be good to do. Right, so we need the shade stone too. I might have some cooked up. Do I have any cooked up? Well, it says you can use other stuff too. Like we could use andesite. We got tons of andesite, and since we decided not to really do create, I think that'll be perfectly fine, right? So you just stick him in the center, and then you surround him, and then it makes the shade stone. See that? And you're going to need quite a bit of shade stone, so you just make some up. It's since we're up here anyway. What else we got? So you can make savage teeth also with the... Alright, now what? Lapis lazuli seems to be the main component for utilizing magic. Combining it with a bunch of string creates a special string that channels magic better than the mundane counterpart. By combining these special strings with a dye or some other component, you're capable of creating fabrics. So you can make dark fabric, you can make magic fabric, you can make occult fabric, you can make spirit fabric, gale fabric, chill fabric. So these are going to be for your different armors that give to different elements. Just like iron spells. Just think of it like that. Right? Okay. It seems magical beings like evokers cast spells by chanting and waving. They seem to know how to cast these spells by heart, though. Through long studies and rituals. Fortunately, you've found a way to cast spells without prolonged study by using a wand. So the wand is going to require haunted planks, magic fabric, an empty focus, and 2 lapis lazuli. Using the newly discovered magic fabrics and haunted logs, you're able to use soul energy to cast spells. So, we need to make a dark wand, which I did not link. So, we need to make that. However, the wand needs a focus in order for a spell to be cast. Once the focus is fitted into the wand, all the user must do is concentrate on the spell and have enough soul energy to cast a spell. To fit a focus in the wand, press the open wand focus slot button, which is default Z, while holding the wand, and add the focus to your inventory. Having too many focuses might necessitate I can't say that word. Necessitate the creation of a focus bag. Focus bag. So we're going to need some leather. Looks like I'm going to have to add some curio slots. Get some leather. And we should probably grab a bit of string. The focus pack can hold up to 20 focuses. So that's 2 focuses together. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Going through the dark arts, one will encounter all kinds of magical artifices that require soul energy to power. The cursed cage helps send soul energy to these devices, provided it has a totem or some connection to soul energy holder inserted in it. So that's what we made. You've also discovered a new enchantment, Soul Eater. Any weapon or tool enchanted with this will increase the amount of soul energy gained when slaying a creature. Okay, we have that on our weapon, but you can't put it on your wand, unfortunately. So, probably better if we manually smack stuff, right? Okay, so that's the beginning steps. So the rest of the stuff is all about rituals and things. So, performing rituals. The dark altar is the centerpiece for most rituals. Before anything, the altar must be placed above a cursed cage. So we need to make a dark altar and put it on top of that cage downstairs. So back down we go. I need to make teleporters. Maybe I'll do that off camera. I need to. This is taking forever to get up and down. Alright, so we made the cage. So now what we have to do is make the dark altar that goes on it. So we have to have pedestals, which is some slabs and shade stone. So let's make some slabs. And we're going to need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for our altar. And 1 for that. And I need 2 emeralds. Seriously. Oh, look, I have 2 emeralds in the bag. 2 emeralds. Good thing we picked them up, huh? Saved us a trip. Alright, so we got that. So we're going to put this right here on top. Okay? So this is kind of like ours, right? In the fact that, or Thumbcraft. So this is where you put the item that you're enchanting or whatever, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? Give me that. We put them too close together. So this needs to be 2. Just like that. So there's our altar. Okay. And we need to make our wand. So we're going to need to make the cloth. So string and what? So we need that. Gold, lapis, and string. Gold, lapis, and string. Well, we got string in our inventory. So just need one for now. And then we need an empty focus and some haunted planks. So there's our haunted planks. We need an empty focus. So there's our first wand. I don't know if we can set a hopper to automate it. We'll see. I don't think so, though, because this is underneath it. Might be able to use... I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to noodle it. Okay, so we got that. All this stuff. Jeez. Bone meal. Okay. So we got our wand. We've made this. We've made the pedestals. By using a dark altar, you may craft a certain item or summon a creature depending on the blocks and items surrounding the altar. Unlike other schools of magic, these blocks do not need to be arranged in a certain order for the ritual to function. What matters is a certain amount of certain blocks that are within the altar's 16 block radius. Shift right clicking on the dark altar with an empty hand will show the range of effect. Do it again will hide it. To begin the ritual, you must fill the pedestals first with the required items before placing the altar's item. When the ritual is ongoing, the altar will siphon soul energy from the cage, so you best make sure it has enough of it before enacting a ritual. The pedestals can be used for decoration as well. Okay. Enchanting with rituals. The dark altar can enchant items using certain ingredients, soul energy, and the ritual caster's own experience levels. The rituals can enchant even enchanted items so long as the item's enchantments are compatible with the enchantment, and can increase the level of enchantment as well. However, when increasing the enchantment level, the experience level required is doubled. So it shows you the different enchantments and what they require. So like sharpness. So you would do this for sharpness 1, and then you do it twice for sharpness 2, and then you do it so on and so forth. Okay? Smite, Bane of Atropods, Knockback, you know, the whole 9 yards. It's got all the default stuff here. So you can actually do this with Goety. You can enchant stuff. Well, we're not going to be doing that. With waystones, you're able to teleport to areas using rituals, provided the areas within the same dimension. Why would you do that? I mean, if you have a waystone down, I mean, okay, whatever. That's silly. Master Forge Ritual. Requires 1 cauldron full of lava, 1 smithing table, 1 anvil, and 1 rune engraved table. An example of how a ritual can be placed. Creating a forge belonging to a great dark mage around the dark altar allows you to craft certain items and upgrade your magical arsenal. So, I guess that's needed to make items. Animation ritual requires 15 ladders, 15 rails, and 1 carved pumpkin. From your studies, you figured out a way to make rituals that surrounds summoning and controlling creatures. The rails and ladders are to signify motion, and the pumpkin signifies life. For a carved pumpkin is what gives life to snow and iron. Funnily, through your researches, you found out that aside from giving life, pumpkins also have a magical property that stops Endermen from being enraged if you stare at them while wearing it, and not because you are fooling them. Necroturgy requires 16 gnawed wooden slabs, 16 skulk blocks, 8 non-empty flower pots. Must be done at night. The skulk holds a lot of necrotic energies. By constructing graves with them, you found a way to gather up more necroturgic energies to use for rituals. Forge ritual requires a cauldron full of lava, 2 furnaces, or blast 1 anvil. Creating a forge around the dark altar allows you to craft certain items to upgrade your magical arsenal. Frost ritual. Altar is located in a snow biome, or have 16 ice blocks of any type, 8 snow blocks, and 4 freezing lanterns. Surrounding the altar with freezing bricks and blocks allows it to use the cold to craft all kinds of magic. Geoturgy. Altar is at or below 32 height, not exposed to the sky. 1 smithing table, 8 blocks of amethyst, or 16 deep slate blocks. So you have to trade the blocks out for all of this stuff, guys, or move them into these different biomes. Placing the altar deep beneath and surrounding it with deep slate and amethyst, you will be able to harness the earth to create all kinds of jewels and magics. Magic ritual. 16 bookshelves. Enchant power. 1 enchantment table, 1 lectern with a book. Surround the altar with large quantities of books will help create certain magical items. Sky ritual. So basically each one of these has different requirements. Okay, so I'm not going to go through every single one of them. Focuses. So you make all kinds of focuses. Some of them are direct damage, some of them summon things. That's pretty cool. Summons. So these are all the different summons you can have. It's quite a lot. So you can make a focus for summoning them, which means they're temporary, or you can make a permanent summons. It's interesting. Mutations, transforming one creature into another. You can make all kinds of stuff. So here's the focuses and everything. Like the holder, the focus holder. I have all kinds of stuff, empty soul jars. This looks like they have cataclysm stuff. It looks like they have cataclysm stuff, so that's kind of cool. So you can summon Deepling servants, Draugr servants, Ender Golem. That's pretty cool. So you can cast some of the stuff that they cast. So that's interesting. I think it's important to tell you guys that this does not mesh with ours and iron spells. So this is like a completely different magic system. So if you're going to go with Goety, yeah. But we were wanting to make one specific thing out of this. So we're going to, I want to try to find it, figure out how to make it. So how do I make that? Okay, so it requires an animation core, 4 occult fabric, 2 wood. It doesn't appear to matter what kind of wood, and 2 leaves. So how do I make an animation core? So this is a dark ritual. You got an empty focus, a chest with a boat in it, a boat with a chest in it, leather, feather, and a minecart. And it makes 2. Okay, so the dark altar, for the dark things, the dark ones. Rituals in you. So we want to perform a dark ritual. Animation ritual. So 15 ladders, 15 rails, and 1 carved pumpkin. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You know, just because that way it's symmetrical, right? And we need ladders. So ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's symmetrical. It's an empty hand, right? It's not showing us. You have to sneak. No? Okay, so we need a carved pumpkin. I don't think I have a pumpkin here. So we'll have to go snag a pumpkin real quick. One carved pumpkin. And how do we make the fabric? Fermented spider eyes. Since we're down here anyway. We need 4 of those fabrics. So fermented spider eyes. Which I don't think I have any. And I need 4 mushrooms. And 4 sugar. Okay. Should have what's required now. So. All right. So we need this and we need this. So make me 4 of these. And we need a carved pumpkin. One, 2, 3, 4. Two wood. And 2 leaves. I don't know if I have leaves. You know what? This is funny. Watch this. Home. Goety. Do I have any leaves? I do have some leaves, but they're those special leaves that took me forever to go get, so I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'm just gonna go heist a couple of leaves from outside real quick. Snowing again. All right. The ultimate in laziness. All right. So now what? What do I do now? Oh, right. We have to have an animation core. Okay. Shoot. Alright. Animation core. So, the animation core. Feather. We have leather. Minecart I can make. It was a boat with a chest. So there's a chest. There's a boat. Boat, chest. We got that. That. A feather and leather. We have leather. I'll have to go snag a feather. We have leather. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Just putting the waste stones. We literally have unlimited almost everything now, so. Ours room. This thing broke on me, I think. It's not putting the items in. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, we're out of mana. That's why. Oh. That means that it got clogged up again because of the little dudes. Yeah. Any more in here? What we got? This and that. Ay, ay, ay. I'm not seeing the feathers, so there. Okay. Actually, let's take some down there with us. Alright. So we need one feather. And we have to have an empty focus. So it picks up each item. And then it makes it. Cool. Alright. So. We're going to need 4 of these. We're going to need 2 leaves. And 2 logs. And 1 animation focus in the center. And there it is. So that's awesome. So that is the body. It's going to give us poison resistance. I don't think we have anything on our body, do we? Oh, we have the caged heart. Shoot. Well, that's better, so. I mean, this is really cool. Reduces damage that exceeds 25% of max health by 50%. That's pretty nice. But we'll see. We can always switch it back out if we need to. So that's how to do that, guys. And you can do all kinds of stuff. And you can automate the soul energy. If you really like get into it. You have to put bookcases up and the enchantment table and the lectern with a book if you want to do the creation of enchantment books. But yeah, that's pretty neat. So we can actually do some stuff with Goety if we want to. They have all kinds of different spells and things that you can make. see how much it used. It didn't really use a whole lot, so. Of course, filling this thing up would be really good. So this thing doesn't do anything unless you have a focus on it. You can't, I mean, you can hit stuff with it, but I don't even think it does any damage. So you'd have to have a focus picked out for it. So here's the focuses. You choose what you want to do. I could do wild. This spell will summon entangling roots upon a target. If the roots manage to catch a target in time, they will be unable to move until the roots retreat back into the ground. When cast with a wild staff, the roots will be summoned underneath 8 nearby non-allied creatures. So like area effect root. That's pretty cool. That could be handy. You have to make a wild staff. So this is all animation. So you would make a wild staff, and then you would make the focus to go in it, entangling, which is sweet berries, a venomous fang, 4 of any kind of seed, bone meal, and overgrown roots. I don't know how you get that. Shift click for recipe. So that's saplings, quick growing seeds. So you have to put all this stuff together to make this. So yeah, it's a thing. But anyway, that's the gist of Goety. And we're really not going to do a deep dive into it because like I just really wanted that one piece from the mod, but it has a lot of stuff, and I might mess around with it some in between episodes. It's not really going to be a focus because it's not, there's no synergy between Goety, iron spells, and ours. I don't know if there's any mods that add that synergy, but not having the synergy kind of, you know, puts a crimp in it kind of puts a crimp in what you can do with it in this particular mod pack, because the bosses are really hard. So, but anyway, I think that's going to be just about it for this episode. So we got into Goety a bit, and we explored it a little bit, and we made our body that gave us a poison resistance. So now we're going to be able to take off this ring and trade it out for something else, which is really good. Hopefully we'll be able to find something that's going to make us better. But anyway, I had a lot of fun today, and I hope you did too. It's a really interesting mod. I'd like to play around with it, maybe in a different mod pack where it would actually work. So, I don't know if you could actually use Goety as a primary magic mod in this particular pack. I think you would probably be really weak. So, I'm not sure though. But anyway, I hope y'all are having a wonderful holiday season with your friends and family, and thank you so much for coming along today, and I will catch you in the next episode. You guys take care, alright? Toodles!